So somebody asked about Shake and Bake. Shake and Bake knows why we haven't historically worked with him. He knows exactly why. Um, there were some legalities, and it sucks because I actually am a pretty big fan of Shake's content. I think he's very, very, very helpful in the My Team community. I think he would make a phenomenal My Team community manager if, like, it's part of an evolution, like growing up and like learning how a business operates. And, I think Shake has definitely become more mature over the past couple of years. I would love to work with him. I actually talked to Constant about him earlier today. We have to work through some things with him that he is very aware of. If he hasn't told that part of the story, that's kind of disappointing. But, it is what it is, and hopefully we can get to a better place with Shake, because, again, I love his content. And I get that you guys all have people that you really like to watch in the community, and just like you guys, I like to watch them too. So that's really the important thing. Okay, so let's talk about Flight. So, I think anybody that's watched my broadcast before knows how much I talk about Flight. I am like a huge fan. I often talk about him in glowing terms, and I also think back to we were one of the first people to kind of show him love. He was a huge 2K fan. I mean, years ago, he came to our community day. Every year since, he's been invited to our community day. To the past several years, I'm a big fan of Flight, and he's just been a great contributor to 2K in the basketball world. And what I said in my tweet, I couldn't be more proud of what he's accomplished. Obviously, he's owning June, but like this goes way back with Flight, where I've been a huge fan of his for years, and that's why he gets that invite to community day and somebody that we want to scan and all that stuff. But he needs to understand that when we assign logos, it's like we're making you a brand ambassador. I mean, that's really it. Like, that's what the logo show was about. That's what we're trying to be transparent about the way that we think. That doesn't mean that you don't get the ability to criticize. You could totally criticize and share your feelings. A lot of the guys that are in that program do criticize. But it's when he does it in a harmful way. And I talked about this in literally the last like 4 out of 5 broadcasts, where if he's aggressively swearing at other members of the 2K community or the 2K team, he's not someone that brands can like enthusiastically get behind. I mean, you can Google Flight and find videos of him swearing and like aggressively at people. And the other thing is, he also knows, just like a lot of you guys that watch, I'm not broadcasting and then going to work on the game. So when he made that video about Zion a few days ago, and he's attacking me for not putting his number in the video or whatever, and I'm like, dude, you're doing this for views. You're just harassing me, because you know that I don't actually develop the game. He's logical. Like he should understand that. It's illogical to hate, like, especially in the world that we live in right now. It's really unfortunate. So there's been, and I talked about this before. Ooh, another opal. Let me finish my point and then I'll open this card. There have been other contributors in years past that have been thrown opportunities and do really good stuff. I've seen Cash Nasty and Chris London and all these guys giving back, and like those guys have joined us at Foundations, which is super awesome. But they really adapted and focused on the big picture. I mean, Cash used to really rage, and sure, he rages for fun a little bit now, but it's not directed at anybody. And, Flight talks about evolving, right? Like, this is his month to evolve. This is how I want him to evolve. That's what I was really trying to get out and talk to him about. I hope it's not a major leap. I hope you guys understand that no brand is putting you in TV commercials and getting behind you if there's so many videos out there of you acting inappropriately and attacking people. So, I would love to talk to Flight, and that's what my message was about. because we're both people who love basketball and 2K, and I know he loves 2K, and I just want him to succeed. So this is me extending the olive branch. But if he isn't willing to hear me at this point, then at least I tried, and I'd love to be his friend and work with him and do really great things, help him grow with other brands. I've helped Cash and Chris and a lot of these guys, and I'm sure they'll tell you, like, become bigger with other brands, because that's my job here. I work with our brands, I work with our influencers, I work with our athletes. I put our influencers together. That's really what my job is. And he met, I believe he was at the community day, and I may be mistaken about this, so just 2 grains of salt, but I believe he was at the community day with a lot of the influencers, and he met Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell, and I was putting them all together because, like, I do value what he does for our community. So however I can help him, however, I mean, he's obviously blowing up, and I'm really, really proud of him. But that's how I feel about Flight. So, and that's really all I can say about it. It is what it is. So, moving on, let's open up our Opal. No.